Now to him who is able to do far more abundantly than all that we ask or think, according to the power at work within us. Ephesians 3:20. Trusting in the power of God within us. Dear listener, this verse presents an amazing truth about God's nature and the extent of his power. It shows that there are no limits to what he can do in our lives. He goes beyond what we expect and surpasses our understanding in his works. We are to understand that without God's saving grace and the renewing work of the Holy Spirit, we would remain spiritually dead, unable to comprehend or experience his power. However, in his infinite love and mercy, God, through his Son Jesus Christ, has transformed us into new creations, reconciling us to himself. He has given us the gift of faith, enabling us to receive and believe in his promises. We also have to recognize that our salvation and the continuous work of sanctification in our lives are not accomplished by our own efforts or merits. It is a divine work of God's sovereign grace, motivated purely by his will and purpose. We are reminded that it is not because of our own abilities or righteousness that God accomplishes his incredible works, but solely because of his power that is at work within us. This truth should change how we see life and what we think about God's plans for us. It reminds us that we are small and limited, while God is huge and knows much more than us. It makes us humble. At the same time, it gives us courage and hope because we know that God, who made everything, is helping us. Like if you believe in Jesus. Commit your way to the Lord, trust in him, and he will act. Psalm 37:5. Commit your way to the Lord. Dear friend, one of the key messages of this verse is the importance of committing our ways to the Lord. This means surrendering our desires, plans, and decisions to God's control and trusting in his sovereign guidance. It can be challenging to let go of our own desires and trust in God's plan, but when we do so, we open ourselves up to his blessings and provision. The second part of the verse emphasizes the importance of trust in God. Trusting in God means having faith in his goodness, faithfulness, and sovereign power. We can trust that God is always working for our good, even when we don't understand what is happening. The final part of the verse promises that God will act on our behalf. This does not necessarily mean that God will give us everything we want, but rather that he will work all things together for our ultimate good and his glory. When we commit our ways to him and trust in his provision, we can be confident that God will act in ways that are best for us. Like if you believe in God,